The Commanders have found their hidden gem. Today's video, we will be discussing one of the players who had a standout performance during mandatory minicamp day 1. We will be discussing Jacory Croskey-Merrit. I'm your host, Azael Mejia, with Commander Digest, reporting everything all Washington Commanders, off-season, regular season, and everything between. So you want to be caught up to date, everything Washington Commanders. Make sure to run it up, subscribe right here to the channel. This video, we'll be putting a spotlight on Jacory Croskey-Merrit, the recently drafted running back for the Washington Commanders, on him having a great performance at day 1, the mandatory minicamp. We have covered him before, doing great during OTAs. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it after this one. So he did great during OTAs. He did great day 1 mandatory minicamp. So we gotta hope that it transfers over to the field when it's real game time. You know what I mean? Hoping for the best. We do have some quotes from people who are there. I broke it down. I've done the research, so you don't have to. So just sit back and relax. We're going to be breaking it down. Look, giving a little bit of his backstory too for the people who haven't seen that video. But before we dive deep into it, if you're a new watcher, new viewer to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we do have a subscriber goal of trying to hit 500. Yes, 500 subscribers by week 1 of the NFL season. Week 1 is Game 1. Game 1 is 12 weeks away. So I know we can do it because y'all have been running it up. Keep running it up. Really do appreciate it. It helps the channel. And if people think like, I'm not going to leave a like, not going to comment, small victories lead to big success. So keep doing it. It's been really helping the channel grow. You know, next gen stats, you know, YouTube has the analytics, you know, everything's in the green. So thank you. Appreciate it. Now, if you're a returning viewer, make sure you are subscribed, because 87.5 of y'all who are watching the videos are not subscribed. That's crazy, because it's for the free skis, doesn't charge you nothing, and it takes like 2 seconds. So really helps the channel grow. Like I said, covering Jacory Croskey-Merrit. Some of his background, if you don't know, he's 24 years old. Running back, was drafted by the Commanders this year, 7th round, 245th pick. He's billed at 5'11", 208 pounds, for all you sickos who need that visual representation. He has a lot of experience playing at the running back position at the college level, 6 seasons to be exact. So maybe that's why he's so comfortable with all these practices with the Commanders, because even in those 6 seasons, he has played in 3 college programs. So, you know, he's seen different schemes, he's seen different play styles. So maybe that's helping, is, you know, transferring well to the professional level for the Washington Commanders. But like I said, 6 seasons, 4 seasons with Alabama State, then 1 season with New Mexico. Now, he finished school when he was in New Mexico, but his ideology was, oh, I'm going to transfer over, because his draft stock was at a low point when he finished in New Mexico that 1 season, that I'm going to go somewhere else so my draft stock can improve. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case, because he spends 1 season with Arizona and it completely tanks his draft stock, unfortunately, because he only played 1 game with Arizona State, and it wasn't because he had a crazy injury or anything like that. It was to be honest, it was off-field shenanigans, because he faced eligibility issues due to his redshirt status during the COVID years of 2020, 2021, which seasons counted, which ones don't. Whoops, he didn't mean to do that. But it was pretty crazy, unfortunately. But even in his 1 and only game in an Arizona State uniform, he still managed to get 13 rushes, 106 yards, 1 touchdown, and he averaged 8.2 yards per carry. So that's just great. We love to see it. And we will even look now, that was his 1 and only game at Arizona State. If we look at his his last full year in college back in 2023, when he was with New Mexico, he garnered 1,190 yards, 17 touchdowns, and he managed to carry the ball 6.3 yards per carry. So he played great his last full year. And then, you know, his 2024, he played 1 season. So obviously you don't have that much rapport, you know, scouts looking at like, okay, what has he done? What's his You obviously have his whole college career, but a lot of people are just going to focus on the recent, and then they don't want to deal with him not playing for a year. What can he offer now? But we're going to be breaking down the quotes that he has been training. We've discussed it in the first video, is that there was personnel from Arizona State saying that, okay, just because he wasn't playing, he was still training with the team. He was still going to team meetings. So it's not a Commanders Digest video. We don't throw in some quotes. You know, he stayed ready, so you don't have to get ready. And now the Commanders are reaping the benefits of his success. He's reaping the benefits as well, because he stayed ready throughout his last college year, even though he only played 1 season. And now he's doing great during all these practices. You know, like I said, hopefully he transfers over to on the field and during real game time. We got the stats for you. From this first one, well, we have two from Dean Jones from Regal Rag saying Croskey-Merrit was among the standouts on day one of Washington's mandatory minicamp. The backfield force looked sharp during drills, displaying an impressive one-cut slasher approach to carrying the football. There was also plenty to like from his pass-catching prowess, according to those in attendance, which is great. Just giving a great analysis of some of the details, his game, looking sharp during drills, those one-cut slashes, and then even pass catching, he's looking like a dual threat running back. He can run, but he can also catch, so that's great to see. Have multiple tools under your belt in this ever-evolving league. We love to see it. Like I said, we have another quote by him saying, "And that wasn't enough. Croskey-Merrit came up with a sensational highlight during the team portion of practice. The East-West Shine Bowl offensive MVP exploited a gap and showcased his exponential speed to go 60 yards for a touchdown. It remains early days, but this is the best possible way to get noticed." We love to see it. We talk like I'm gonna be mentioning that last video. There was a quote by Jacory Croskey-Merrit himself that he wanted to prove himself. He was ready to prove himself because he couldn't during his last season of Arizona. He had to be benched. He had to be sidelined, and seeing everybody progress and him it's very demotivating in a sense if you think about it. Like, your draft stock is plummeting. No one's gonna take you seriously. He went, and you had 244 players go ahead of you, and everybody's like, okay, they're better. Imagine you're applying for a job and like, oh yeah, 244 people are way better than you. Well, people thought they're way better than you, but now this is opportunity to shine. And obviously, it's a mess up situation. You only played one game in his final year of college, but I mean, take it as it is. I try to look at the bright side, try to look at the glass half full. Is okay, so he didn't play last year. At least he didn't get hurt. He didn't come dinged up. He's fully fresh. So now that's even an advantage for him because, people could be coming off hurt. People keep coming off of injuries, coming off of wounds here and there. But he's completely fresh, ready to play, ready to show everybody. And now it's paying off. Like I said, reaping the benefits of his success of staying in the lab, staying on his grind, and it's showing right now. We also have Jonah Morgan from Athlon Sports saying this about where he could be positioned when it comes to actually forming and meshing that depth chart within the running back position. Washington has veteran back Austin Eckler to back up Robertson, but considering he is 30 years old, the team would like other players to be the depth pieces. Croskey-Merrit could provide exactly that. W quote by Jonah Morgan, L reading by me, but you get the point. You have Brian Robertson Jr., who's going to be the lead running back. There's no doubt about it. But there is conversations of maybe, Jacory coming in there in that running back too. I'm not saying it, but there's possibilities because you do have Austin Eckler at that running back 2 position. But like he said, 30 years old. I'm not calling him Unk, but the TikTok brain rot kids be calling, Austin Eckler Unk. I have no problem with Austin Eckler being that running back too, but we discussed it in other videos, AP and gang, Adam Peters and gang, you have Dan Quinn, you have Cliff Kingsbury, they're trying to create that environment on who could give us the best performances day in and day out, and then that will determine who gets those specific positions. We talked about it. Just because you were the guy or you're the second guy last year doesn't mean your position is safe this year, because you have a new group of hungry guys who are ready to work, they're ready to grind, and when just like Jacory, ready to show what they're all about. And they could, Jacory was the last guy. He's the last guy. He was the last running back, listed with all the. You have Brian Robinson Jr., Austin Eckler, Jeremy McNichols, Chris Rodriguez Jr. All those guys were there before Jacory, and it looks like Jacory could bounce up all the way to running back too. I'm not saying it's official, but it could happen. So let me know what you guys, whoopsie, hit the wrong button. What do you guys think? Oh, I also pulled this screenshot from the Commanders, their Facebook page. Oh dang, I'll never be on Facebook, but I just got it from there. Look what they captured it. Filed this under things we're excited to see next season. Him working with JD5. Now you're telling me, oh, he's going to be running back 4, running back 5, but look, he's already taking reps with the starting quarterback. So the chemistry is building. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Jacory could find himself, bouncing up within a depth chart of Washington, or he's just going to have to sit back and just wait his turn? You guys let me know in the comments. But But if anything breaks within the Commanders atmosphere, you know it will be covered right here on the channel. So make sure to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. But I'm Azael Mejia with Commander Digest, and I'll see you in the next video.